is to go to the polls on November the 28th and to vote for the National Development Movement. Put your cross by the hammer, because it is in your best interest to do so. Because when that election result is tallied on that night, who knows what the outcome is? If we hold our seats, if we can win our seats as we expect us to do, we will be in the middle of these two parties. And the reason it is important that we're in the middle there to represent your interests is because if either of these two parties win in the same way they are accustomed to doing, nothing is going to change in St. Lucia. But if we are in there, we will be in a position to ensure that our interests and your interests and the vision for the development of St. Lucia that we are promoting will be protected and will be pursued. That is why you have to vote for the National Development Movement, and in this constituency for Mr. Alfred Alcide on November the 28th, 2011. And people of Canaries, I am saying to you that if anything I have said to you is wrong about the performance or non-performance about the United Workers' Party of the St. Lucia Labour Party, tell me where I am wrong. Because just look at the conditions of Canaries. Look at the state of the people of Canaries in terms of employment, in terms of opportunity, in terms of opportunity for education. And nobody can doubt what I'm saying is true. Because it is a shame and a tragedy that today, in 2011, the young people in Canaries, the elderly people in Canaries, find themselves so deprived of opportunity and of basic human rights in terms of their upkeep and their living standards as they find themselves in today. This is not right. There are certain things that a modern society needs to be able to afford. We cannot compromise our people's health. Any modern society now must be able to provide for the health of the people of its country. It must. And so what we are saying to you is that a basic promise of the NDM and something that has to be on the agenda of any new government that comes here is an affordable healthcare system so that every medical need of every person in this country is taken care of and is protected by the state. We are committed to that. We're committed to education and ensuring that every young person in St. Lucia that has that inclination has a right to get an affordable university education. Because we have benefited from it, some of us here, and we know the important thing about education is that it is the only guarantee of social mobility and of social upliftment. Earlier today, as I do from time to time, I went to spend some quiet time up by Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. I went by the tomb, as I sometimes do, of Sir Arthur Lewis, the Nobel laureate and the development economist who inspired me to go to development economics. He is the one who inspired me to do development economics. My father wanted me to do law. Sir Arthur Lewis inspired me to do development economics. I went by his tomb today, as I sometimes do just for quiet reflection. And I saw that little quotation he has on his tomb, which everybody must have heard by now, about the only guaranteed escape from poverty, I'm paraphrasing here, is not money, but education. Money is no guarantee of an escape from poverty, but if you have education, you can transcend any barrier against you. And so that is why we are committed in the National Development Movement to ensuring that every child has a guaranteed right to free education and affordable education from infant school right through to university education. And that is a promise of the National Development Movement. Children need to be able to learn. They must be healthy enough to learn. And so that is why one of my colleagues has already mentioned that we will ensure that all school children's nutritional status is maintained by free lunch, free breakfast at school, through a school feeding program, so that they are not deprived of achieving their full potential in education. And so, people of Canaries, you are beginning to get an idea and a flavor of where the NDM is coming from. And it is on this note that I would like you to vote for Mr. Alfred Alcide, because he is a committed and dedicated member of this community who will ensure that these ideas of the National Development Movement are maintained and upheld. So on November the 28th, we are asking you to put your X by the hammer in that ballot box. Thank you very much.
They keep on holding you, and they just won't let go. They keep on holding me, and they just won't let go. Let me you hammer, you hammer, you hammer, you hammer, make me hammer them down. Let me you hammer, you hammer, you hammer, you hammer, make me hammer them down. They keep on squeezing.
A round of applause for the political leader, please. A round of applause. I want to thank you for inviting us to your community. Thank you for coming out to hear the message. And Jacques Anoui, only you can make that change. Remember, they've been tried, they've been tested, and they have failed. On November 28th, Canaries, you will make the change. You will put the NDM in office. Thank you again for coming out. Get home safely. God bless you, and God bless the NDM. Good night. Me approve to St. Lucia. Me the baddest.